solitary person had heard from Kelly. So I'm like, this is weird. Like, is she okay? Does anybody know if she's okay? Nobody heard from her. So I said, well, you know what? I don't want to violate her privacy. And I would be kind of mad if somebody reached out to my family without me knowing. But let me wait a little longer. Waited a little longer. We got a call for a third date in New Jersey for Kelly Price. And I was like, okay, this is something going on. Ain't nobody missing no money. Something must be serious with Kelly. Nobody's missing out on some money. Something's got to be serious. So I reached out to Nia, her daughter, who I've met, who I know is her daughter. I said, Nia, I reached out to her and said, just checking in, sweetheart. You know, we're playing some dates that your mom is playing. Please tell me everything is okay. Is she okay? Right? Nia's response to me was immediate and very serious. I'm not going to go into the specific details of that, but she said, Miss Nicci, can you please call me? It's important. When she said it, I said to my husband, oh my God, this sounds like something could be wrong. I'm scared to even call her back. I don't want to get drugged in the middle of it. I'm scared but I want to make sure Kelly's okay. I said, well, if she calls me back, I'll wait. If she calls me back, then I will return her call because I don't want her to feel like I'm not going there for her or I'm not willing to talk to her. So Kelly's daughter, Nia, called me a few times back to back. Can you talk? Can you talk? And we were really preparing for some stuff and I just didn't want to, I didn't want to. Anyway, called her. She wanted to meet. She wanted to meet face to face. I said, instead of meeting face to face as COVID, I would like for us to talk on the phone. So she called me and she said, Miss Nicci, it's not good. It's not good at all. She said, my mom is in trouble. I said, Nia, what do you mean? What's going on? She said, my mom is very ill. The last time I saw my mother, she was in intensive care. She had tubes all down her throat. She could not speak. I'm afraid. I don't know what to do. Now, this is really important for y'all to realize. And again, I'm only sharing this because there's a narrative out there that's all wrong about my involvement in this. This was probably 5 weeks ago. I'm not giving y'all specifics and dates. So I called Nia. I was like, Nia, well, what can you do? Can you call, this person? Can you call that person? I know she was working with this person. She said to me, there is no one that I am comfortable having this conversation with but you. Now, I don't know what the dynamics are going on in the family. I don't know. It doesn't matter. My friend is on life support. I'm shocked that I'm the person that she's like, I need to talk to you. She's like, but I see your advocacy. Right. I know my mom respects you. I know you have my mother's back. Will you please talk to me about what I need to do for my mom? There are not a lot of people I can trust. So she told me what was going on, what they had been working on. She gave me a lot of details that I'm not going to repeat here for headlines and fodder and for people to have opinions about. But I'm sorry. I'm sorry, y'all. So I said, Nia, I said, I got your back. I said, but I want to try to play this from the background because I remembered when I spoke up for Whitney Houston, what that backlash was. I never spoke about Maxie because of what, I'm like, oh, people just want to run with stuff. You know what I mean? I said, so I'm kind of PTSD'd a little bit with talking about stuff like this, but I'm going to help you, baby, because your mother is a woman in this industry that we all know and love. And if you're telling me that you've reached out to everyone else and no one else is helping you, I'm not going to turn my back on you, Nia.
That's right.
So I called Chris. I called Tisha. I called Pam. I called Tosha. I called my village. And I said, how can you help me navigate this? Because I'm stuck between caring a lot about my friend and making sure she's okay. There's a fine line between minding your business and looking out for your friend and making sure everything's okay. And if it was anybody but her daughter, they said, Nicci, Tisha will tell you have an obligation to listen and to do whatever it is that you can do to help. Just lay low. Well, Nia, I said, sweetheart, I'm here for you. I helped her with some other things we're not going to discuss. And then I started to call a few more people like, hey, Nia called me. Nia, has concern about her mother. And literally everybody I called, in all their defense, said, maybe Kelly just doesn't want to be bothered. Maybe Kelly is just, healing and she, you don't know the dynamic. Maybe she doesn't want to be bothered. So now I'm stuck between a daughter who I know to have a good relationship with her mother, and a daughter and a bunch of other people who kind of like, look, maybe it's not so serious, and I'm stuck. So I left it alone for a minute. Nia called me back. Miss Nicci, I don't know what to do. I'm really worried about my mother. And she was genuine. It wasn't no game, no BS. She was genuinely concerned. And then she shared some other things, which I'm not going to share any of that. So I said, Nia, the best thing that I can do, she said, I just want to check on her. I just want to make sure she's okay. She said, I attempted to check on her before, and I was unsuccessful because a series of things transpired at that time, which I'm not going into. I know what they are. For those of you who are like, oh, she can say it's from what I understand. Lady on Twitter. I say what I should say and not what anyway. So said to Nia, I will try to do my best to help you find your mother. I will do my best to try to help you arrange to have a welfare check, right? So the thing about this welfare check that I did, I called a few friends because I have relationships with really dope, amazing people. And I said I wanted to do a welfare check, but I wanted to be very private. I don't want anybody to know about it. I don't want it to be a big thing because it's a high profile person. Her daughter has said to me she does not know what to do. Can you help me? I reached out to Pam, who is the chairman of the board on my foundation, because we have done and dealt with situations like this before through From the Bottom Up Foundation. And I said I need to remove myself as Nikki Kelly Price's friend and an entertainment industry person. Right. Can you help me from the foundation side, help figure out what we can do to help her in private? So we did that. We made a couple of calls and we got some really influential folks in law enforcement that we know to go and do a very private, low key, right? No press, no lights, no nothing, not even really on the record like that, welfare check for Kelly Price's daughter, who asked me several times if I could help her. They did the welfare check. They said there was no response. Nobody was at the door. If they want to take it any farther, they have to do a missing persons report. That's what it became. So she then, I said to her, if you want to go any farther with this, I'm sorry, y'all, because I'm trying to dance around what I should be saying and what I could be sharing and all this other stuff. But anyway, she said, I said, Nia, talk to your brother. Talk to your family. Decide if you want to, there she is. Decide if you want to do a missing persons report. It could be a big thing. Are you sure your mother's not? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? 596 times. Are you sure Kelly's not just, are you sure? Everybody started to become concerned because everybody was like, well, did you talk to Nia? Have you talked to Kelly? Everybody's concerned at this point. So now I'm getting more concerned. So then I reached out to Kelly's former manager, Gabby. No, I'm sorry. Chronology is wrong. Forgive me. We played the Detroit date. We got the other date. I said, Nia, we booked another date. Have you spoken to your mom? She said, no. I still have not spoken to my mother. And my aunt issued a welfare check on my mother. And it didn't go well, from what I understand, because she didn't respond. I said, oh, you have an aunt here. I didn't know you had an aunt. Well, good. This is another person that cares about your mother. Maybe she could pick up the slack and I could just let the ball go. So you and your aunt and because again, I know how some of y'all out here in these Instagram, social media streets be thinking somebody's doing something for clout, right? So I didn't want to get involved in that. So I said, give your aunt my number. If she needs anything, have her call me. I want to stay out of it. I want to stay behind the scenes, as Kelly's sister has mentioned that I have said. But I will help as much as I can because nobody else, according to them, was helping them. Nobody else, including the people who have so much to say about what I did and how I did it right now, right?